Hello and welcome to Module 1 of Urban Planning and Management. In this module, we shall be looking at the introduction to urban planning and management. That is, creating functional, sustainable, and livable cities. The module content that we'll be looking at here include meaning, scope, and evolution of urban planning, the objective of urban planning and management, the roles of urban planners, surveyors, and city managers. Then we'll look at urban system and intersectoral linkage. We'll also look at contemporary challenges in urban development before we now draw our valid conclusion. Let us begin with the introduction. The introduction will focus on why urban planning matters. Urban areas are the engine of economic growth, innovation, and social interaction. Therefore, urban planning is very much sacrosanct. By 2050, it is assumed that rapid urbanization will be at 68% of the global population. That is, many people will live in urban area by the year 2050, which involves strained land, infrastructure, and the environment. Therefore, without planning, there will be congestion, slums, environmental decays, and inequality. With planning, it will now give us the framework for functional, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable cities. Having known that, let us now look at what is urban planning. Urban planning may be defined as a systematic process of designing, organizing, and regulating land use, infrastructure, and services in urban area. It is a technical activities which involve data analysis, mapping, design, and forecasting. It is also a social political process which involves stakeholders' participation, policy formulation, and governance. The goal of urban planning is to balance competitive interests and achieve social, economic, environmental, and aesthetic objectives. Let us look at the, the broad scope of urban planning. Urban planning is a multidisciplinary field encompassing the following. One, land use and zoning, which involve regulating how land is developed and used. Two, transportation planning, which involve designing integrated planning mobility system. Number three, environmental planning, which involve ensuring sustainability and climatic resilience. Number four is economic planning, which involve fostering economic growth and job creation. Number five, social planning, which involve addressing house, health, and community needs. Then number six, the last, which involves it operate at multi-scale, which involve local, citywide, metropolitan, and regional. Let's move further as we look into the evolution of urban planning. The evolution of urban planning can be traced to the ancient civilization, which involve orderly grid and drainage. Example is the Indus Valley, and the Rome, where urbanization started as far back as human development. Another evolution of urban planning could be traced back to the Industrial Revolution, which involved response to overcrowding, pollution, and diseases. Examples include housing reform and garden cities. Another evolution of urban planning could be traced back to the 20th century, which involved, that is modernization, which involved functional zoning of urban area, master plan, and urban renewal. The lastly, the last of the evolution could be traced in this contemporary planning, which is this our era, which which focuses on sustainability, inclusivity, participation, smart cities, and resilience. So the contemporary planning of urban area focuses on sustainability, that is how to make urban area to last for a very long time. Inclusivity, that is involve both uh, 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 the people that are concerned to participate in the policy making of urban area, participation, smart cities, and resilience. Let us look at the core objective of urban planning and management. That is the aims and objective of urban planning. One, urban planning aims at to ensure orderly physical development and prevent sprawl. Two, it's aimed at promoting efficient land use among competitive needs. So urban planning aimed at land could be used efficiently and effectively. Three, another objective is that it provides adequate infrastructure and services. That is, urban planning aims to provide adequate infrastructure and services such as housing, water, and transportation. Number four, it also aims at to provide a quality of life through health and safety environment. Another objective is to support economic development and employment. Number six is also aimed to ensure environmental protection and sustainability. Number seven, the last, the goal of urban planning and management is to advance social equity and inclusiveness. Let's move further as we look into the key professional roles of urban planners. That is, they shape the physical, social, and economic structure of the city. So urban planners shape the physical, social, and economic structure of the city. So some of their functions include one, to prepare development plan, master plan, and zoning regulation. So urban planners help to prepare development plan, master plan, and zoning regulation. They also help to assess population growth and infrastructural need. Urban planners also help to promote environmental sustainability. Urban planners also help to coordinate stakeholders and community engagement. Finally, they also advise government on urban policies. Now, let us look at the key professional roles of surveyors. Surveyors provide the critical special data for foundation of surveyor provide critical special data for planning foundation. That is data foundation for planning. So surveyors play a very important role in terms of urban planning by providing spatial data which helps in urban planning. Other functions or some of their key roles include they measure and map land boundaries and urban spaces. They also prepare cadastral maps and land records. They support infrastructure development with site survey. They also assist in land subdivision and redevelopment projects. Finally, they resolve boundary disputes. So surveyor also helps to resolve boundary dispute by providing a clear map and the urban spaces. Let us look at the key professional role of city managers. City managers oversees the administration and day-to-day urban management. Some of their functions or role include one, to implement urban policies, plans, and programs. Two, to manage municipal services such as water, waste, and transportation. To coordinate activities across urban departments, to ensure efficient use of resources, and finally, to promote good governance and public participation. So these are some of the functions of city managers. Having known that, let us look at cities as a complex and interconnected system. Cities integrate multiple and independent systems. They include one, physical. So one of the components of a city is the physical, which involves land, building, and infrastructure. The social component of a city is include population, health, education, and culture. Then the economic component include the businesses, employment, and markets that operate in urban areas. Then the environment include the air, water, and green spaces. Then the institution comprises the government, policies, and agencies. Failure in one system cascades into another system. Having known that, let us look at the critical need for intersectoral linkage. Examples of key linkage: land use to transportation. So land use Location of houses and jobs define travel needs. So the strategical position of a land define how the transportation of that system will look like. Then let us look at housing to employment. Affordable housing far from jobs increase poverty. So when people's residents are far from their place of work, it will now lead to increase in what? Poverty. Another linkage is environmental to health. The environmental constitute the health condition of the people. Poor pollution and poor waste management causes diseases in the cities. Now let us look at transport to environment, that which involve promoting cycling, reduce emission, and improve health, public health. Then finally, the planning challenges of this intersectoral linkage is that overcoming institutional silos through integrated governance and share data. Now let us look at contemporary urban challenges, part one. That is some of the challenges of urban areas. One, rapid urbanization and infrastructural strength, which includes severe deficit in water supply, sanitation, and transport. It also includes aging infrastructure in development nations. In developed nations, yes. Then number two, contemporary challenges is environmental degradation and climatic change, which include high vulnerability to flood, heat wave, and drought, severe air and water pollution, and loss of green space. So these are some of the challenges of urban area. Number three is in terms of housing and social inequality, which involve acute shortage of affordable housing, which lead to growth of slums, widening socio-economic disparity, and unequal access to services. So here, some people may get service, while some people may not get amenity services. Number four areas of contemporary challenges include urban sprawls and land management, which involve unplanned and low density expansion, which result in increased cost and car dependency. Another area is land use conflict and informal settlement in high risk zones. Finally, which is the number 51, government and financial constraints, which involve weak planning capacity and corruptions of the government officials. It also includes limited local government resources for essential services and upgrade. Having known that, let us look at some of the pictures of contemporary urban challenges. As you can see, you will see a flood, you now see conjunction and transportation problems as it is being displayed in the video. In conclusion, urban planning and management provide the essential framework and tool to guide cities towards balanced development, equity, and resilience. Addressing modern challenge requires innovative, inclusive, and integrated approach to build cities for all generations. Thank you, and God bless you.